Guys, we're going to be ranking every single character in the game from 1 star to 5 stars. 1 star being the worst to 5 stars being the best. This round with the 1 star characters. At 1 star, we have the Goblin and Chicken. Both of these characters are not useless, as no character in Squad Busters is useless, guys. Goblins are very useful in a modifier such as Doppelganger, where you can constantly fuse goblins to obtain extraordinary advantage by getting so many coins and dominate the late game. However, this tier list takes into account not just one modifier, but every single modifier. So although goblins are good in few places, there are much better common characters that you can choose from that offer greater benefit to your squad. While Chicken is a great character that provides you with turbo boost to run around the map quicker or escape from enemies who may try to bust you. However, there's a big reason why Chicken is only rated 1 star, and that's because other common characters are far better early picks to your squad because of good damage and health that are very important factors for building a strong squad. Speed is valuable to have, of course, but it's more important later on in the game instead of early when you have a bigger and stronger squad. Not to mention, both Max and Hog Rider outclass Chicken by so much as you reach the end game, as they offer much better speed boost with much better damage and health. Next, at 2 stars, we have El Primo and Dynamite. Early in the game, especially Green World, El Primo is the best tank. However, once you progress in the game, you're gonna quickly realize that there are much better tank options than Primo, as he has one of the lowest damage output out of all characters in the game, and that can be very unappealing. Especially when he's outclassed by Barbarian, who has the special ability to turn into an elite Barbarian for even more damage and health. And while Primo has a cool flying elbow drop ability, his short range makes him an easy target for most ranged enemies to quickly take him down. Dynamite is another very low damage character, but has a splash damage attack. This makes him a bad early pick and a great late pick in the game. It's important to understand the different stages of a game in Squad Busters, because when you first start, you start with one character, of course, and then you build up. The more you progress into a game, the bigger squads enemies will have, and this is where Dynamite shines, when his area damage can have the most impact. Unfortunately, the problem is that by the time you reach late game, you're going to have much better character options that will do better area damage with more damage and powerful abilities. Next, at 3 stars, we have Colt, Barbarian, Shelly, Bo, Heavy, B, Greg, Mavis, and Trader. As you can see, lots of common characters. Strong common characters are essential for success because they are the characters you're going to most often start your battle with. And so the 3 strongest common characters are Colt, Barbarian, and Shelly, because they have the 3 strongest abilities and stats common characters. I strongly recommend that you prioritize fusing these brawlers early in the game to give yourself the best chance at dominating. Colt has the highest damage and range out of all common characters and a very powerful area damage bullet storm ability. Shelly has a very powerful area damage knockback super ability with great damage and health. And the Barbarian has a great combination of health and damage combined with a special ability to turn into an elite Barbarian for even more damage and health. On top of that, both Shelly and Barbarian can heal themselves when they reach 2 stars. Bo is another amazing common character, but more so for destroying monsters quicker to farm up coins to build a stronger squad. However, if you're picking Bo, be careful and avoid other teams who have Shelly, Barbarian, and Colt, because you're gonna get wrecked. Same with other farming characters such as Greg, Mavis, and Trader, who we have all rated at 3 stars. Greg and Mavis are 2 of the best first pick characters in the game because they're going to instantly provide you with good start by farming coins and gems from trees or carrot patches. While Trader is a character you want to combine them with, as you can accumulate so much gems every time these farmers get you coins. In fact, if you can combine the composition with Greg, Mavis, and Trader all together and just farm the outskirts of a map while avoiding other teams, then you're going to almost always guarantee yourself a top 3 finish. However, it's important to understand that if you're building a composition with Bo, Greg, Mavis, and Trader, then it's very important that you avoid fighting other squads because you're gonna lack good health and damage to fight them. We also have Heavy and B rated at 3 stars, which can be surprising to many people as Heavy has some of the best stats in the game, very high damage and health. However, the problem with Heavy is that even though he deals 250 damage per second, it takes him a lot of time to build that damage up because you need to stand still with him. This makes him very good when you want to take down big monsters, but he's not as good when fighting other squads because you're going to find yourself moving often, and every time you move, you basically reset Heavy's attack, meaning he has to build up that damage again. While B has pretty much the same stats as Colt, the same damage and health, she has a special ability to pick up bees, which can be found in the map. And the bees circle around your squad, deal area damage, which is great for scaring away other teams. However, you're going to need to often travel around the map to pick these bees up, and good teams are going to understand that they do very little damage. She's just not much better than Colt, who has Bullet Storm ability to deal insane area damage to an entire enemy squad. Next, we have the 4-star characters, who are basically the A-tier busters. We have the Royale King, Nita, Penny, Pam, Battle Healer, and Medic. Now, you can quickly see that the 3 healers in the game, Pam, Battle Healer, and Medic, are all rated 4 stars. And this is because a healer is essential for success in squad busters, but it's also important to understand that when you should be using one. Remember, you start a battle with a few characters, and then you build up your squad to make it bigger and stronger. As you progress in the game, your squad often takes a lot of damage along the way, and so picking up a healer late in the game can be a big game changer as they can heal up your entire squad. And any big squad that has a healer such as Medic or Battle Healer will have the upper hand against another squad that doesn't have one. We also have Royale King at 4 stars, who's one of the best tanks in the game because of his ability to summon Royale recruits every time you open a chest. The Royal recruits not only help you by giving you an additional tank unit, but you can use them for distracting enemies, which can often help you run away when you need to. Now, Nita is also 4 stars as she's an insanely good tank because she summons a bear. This basically means that you have 2 units whenever you pick her, and you can often use her bear as a meat shield without having to worry about it dying because Nita has the ability to summon another one if it dies. This makes her a much better tank option compared to other tanks such as El Primo or Heavy. We also have Penny, who's the best supplier in the game with a very high damage and health. Her ability to give you free treasure on the map, and that can benefit you a ton with additional gems and coins for building up a bigger squad. Now, let's talk about the 5-star characters who are the best of the best. We have the Barbarian King, Archer Queen, Max, Witch, Mortis, Tank Girl, Hog Rider, and the Wizard. Let's start with the 3 best rare characters in the game, Tank Girl, Hog Rider, and Wizard. Tank Girl is the best tank in the game because of her special ability, which allows her to take control of a tank in the map that will instantly give you insane advantage with high damage and health. She is very weak on her own though, so it's extremely important to pick up a tank with her as soon as possible to obtain that advantage. While the Wizard gives your squad an insane advantage once you have him at 2 stars, as he gives you the ability to carry 2 spells instead of 1. Having 2 spells is a huge advantage when you're fighting another squad. He allows you to combine spells such as, let's say, using a lightning spell and a bomb spell together, or imagine using a shrink spell and then combine it with a bomb or lightning spell. It's so broken. Next, we have the Hog Rider, who is a much better character to have instead of Chicken because he gives you an infinite speed boost every time you touch grass patches on the map. Having a Hog Rider in your composition is so important because unlike the Chicken, you don't have to waste your turbo to move around the map. You can escape enemies easily by running near bushes or travel around the map quicker. We also have Mortis at 5 stars, who's one of the most overpowered characters in the game, as he offers you high damage, high health, along with the ability to summon monsters that you defeat as your pets to fight alongside you. He's so overpowered, and so the game doesn't let you unlock him very often from a chest. So if you unlock the Mortis and you unlock him in the game early, you're very lucky. The Witch is also at 5 stars, having very high damage and the ability to summon skeletons that are great for distraction and for tanking. You can see her as a combination of an attacker and a tank because of her ability to use those skeletons to tank. So she is so broken on the modifier like Doppelganger, where you can summon 1,000,000 skeletons to dominate with. And for our 3 best characters in the game, guys, that every top 50 global player is abusing, we have Barbarian King, Archer Queen, and Max. Unlike Hog Rider, you don't need to walk into bushes to get a speed boost when you have Max, as she's gonna instantly give you and your team a quick speed boost for a prolonged period whenever you unlock her from a chest. Not just that, Max has a very high damage per second, unlike the Hog Rider. And then we have the Archer Queen, who everyone can unlock for free by connecting their Supercell ID. She's one of the strongest characters in the game with very high damage and health, along with a special ability to increase the attack speed of all your ranged characters in your squad, such as your Colt, Wizard, Witch. They're all gonna get stronger. Similarly, the Barbarian King offers super high damage with very high health, combined with the ability to make you and all your melee units attack faster, making your tanks, barbarians, Mortis, Hog Rider even stronger. So there you guys have it, the first ever Squad Busters tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed it and that it was very insightful, because I will be regularly updating this every month with new meta changes, balance changes, new characters added to the game. So can't wait for that. Can't wait for the next tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, and also subscribe for more amazing regular Squad Busters content. And I'll see you guys until next time. Take care.